Different types of relation. There are 4 different types of relation. So if we look at the first one, domain and range, and we have some values in the domain, we have some values in the range. And each value in the domain maps to one and only one value in the range. This is known as a one-to-one relation. Each element in the domain gives rise to a single unique value in the range. Here we're going to look at a second type. So we've got some values in the domain, some values in the range, but what happens here is that both of these two values in the domain give rise to this value in the range. This one, however, just gives rise to 1, but the important thing is that there are 2 values here in the domain that have gone to 1 value in the range, and this is known as a many-to-one. All that needs to happen is more than one of these goes to one of these, and that's called a many-to-one. 2 or more values in the domain give rise to the same value in the range, as we've seen here. This only needs to occur for one pair of values to make this relation many-to-one. So it doesn't matter if all of them are like this except just one pair, it becomes a many-to-one function. Now let's give a quick example to clarify this. Let's suppose you had something here like y equals 3x. Every single x you put in would give you a different y, so that would be 1-to-1. However, y is x squared would be like this one, because if you think about this one being -2 and this one being 2, those would both give you 4. Now, a third type is where we have some values in the domain, some values in the range, but one of the values in the domain gives rise to more than one value in the range. This one is called one-to-many for obvious reasons. We've got one value here giving us many values over here. One or more values in the domain gives rise to 2 or more values in the range, as we can see in the diagram. And then we've got one more type, and actually this is a combination of the last 2 types, where we've got one value over here giving us 2 different values here, but 2 different values here giving us one value over here, and that's called a many-to-many. 2 or more values in the domain give rise to the same value in the range. So we've got these 2 in the domain giving us this one in the range, and in addition, 1 or more values in the domain gives rise to 2 or more values in the range.